Okay.
It says upcoming, but
No,
we should be on.
Oh, I should share the link.
We're live.
We're live.
And we are.
Hello.
Are we live? We're on. Okay.
We're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Music City Writers Room.
Hello.
Oh, we have a theme
We
song.
have theme music.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm Scott Barrier, and that's John Jameson, co-host.
hello,
and
hello.
Jericho.
Hello.
And it's the night of J's, everybody, tonight.
most of us.
Except for this guy. I'm the odd man out. You got Jericho, starts with J. John starts with J. Joe starts with J. Bizzelli, by the way. And so a J, Rags,
Enough.
Jesse Felder,
Yeah.
and then just good old Scott. I don't know what happened. I have no J.
It makes you unique.
Yeah, I have no...
I meant that
begins.
sincerely.
Yeah, I'm only a little hurt right now. Only a little hurt. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. But it's great to have you all on the show tonight. And so I think it's awesome. But the funny thing was when you guys decided to do tonight, I was like, this is going to be awesome. Because we've got a mountain of a man. A mountain of a man, and AJ, and
It's like a sandwich with really big bread.
see, AJ knows I'm just kidding.
Where's the beef?
But we've known each other for quite a while, so you know.
Yeah,
I
for
love you,
sure.
bro.
I love you too,
bro.
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to be hanging again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's new in everybody's life? Like, what's your week like been happening? What's going on?
Gosh, just been writing like crazy, and just trying to get songs where they need to go, I guess. It's just the same old plight of the songwriter.
Well, where are they going?
That is the question,
That
isn't
is
it?
the question. Hopefully.
I guess I got two over. Last week I had two over that I sent over to Kenny Chesney. He's trying to get some songs for a acoustic album that he's got going on. So I had
Very
two that
cool.
got to him.
You may have heard of them.
Yeah,
I think I've heard it.
I haven't heard
Yeah.
if he's going to take anything back, but yeah, I mean, if he's going to keep anything, but
Well, at least you got it over to him.
but yeah, we
That's
got
amazing.
two to him, so that was pretty cool.
Very cool. Very good.
Yeah, I wrote one with Brian White, who had access to it, and then
Nice.
Marty Dodson is the other one.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
very cool. Very cool.
Pittsburgh, where I'm from, shuts down when Kenny Chesney comes to town.
Dude,
Like,
I
it
think
is-
everywhere, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no kidding.
They call it the Hills of Pennsyltucky. That's what they call it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see him at the Sphere in Vegas in June.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Excited
show.
about
I heard
that.
that's
Jelly.
amazing.
Should be fun.
Your voice is so low.
Thanks.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. I can't wait to hear you sing.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we got a ringer in the house.
Don't
like
get your
you
hopes
said.
up too much.
You sell yourself short, Bizzelli.
Oh, shucks.
Oh my God.
I want to talk a little bit about your show that you had tonight, if you don't
Aw.
mind.
Yeah, let's hear about
It's
that.
kind of a big deal. Full band.
Yeah.
Show, nice.
Band set at
Yeah,
the
it was-
local.
Yeah. it
Jericho's
was fun.
big moment. It was awesome.
Yeah, Scott was part of my band.
I
and
did.
I haven't played full band in so long I can't even remember. Way before COVID, at least. So, yeah, it was really fun. There's a little bit of bumps. Our sound guy showed up about 3 minutes before we started. Our violin player had 102 fever, so
Oh,
he couldn't
man.
show up.
Yikes.
We only got to have one rehearsal because, adult schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made it work. We had a
We
good
did.
time. I had fun. And
Yes.
yeah, it was great. We played 13 songs, 2 were covers, 11
Yeah.
were originals, and 9 of them are unreleased. So yeah, it was really fun.
You
What
know,
were the
great
What were the
time.
covers you played?
We played Last Name by Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
We opened the show with, and second to last we did I Hope You Dance by Leonardo.
Oh, nice.
Ah, that's one of my
Special.
favorites.
Yeah,
That's
It doesn't get
awesome.
played enough, you
Yeah,
know.
it's such a great
such a good
song.
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. Thank
So-
you, Joe.
yeah. How did it feel to get back on stage with a full band? How was that?
Oh my gosh, it felt great. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, I definitely want to do it more. And I look forward to when the band is set and you kind of get to, when I get back in that place where you just know by the looks, you don't even got to communicate. That will be awesome.
You said you only had one
There.
practice with the guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's tough right
Well,
there.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah,
tough.
When Scott's in your band, you only need one. Right?
That's right. That is so true.
I wish,
Band leader over here.
well, I wish that yes. I'm not going to comment.
Just
too
own
much.
it, man. Just own it.
I was kind of nervous because I played keys, which is different for me. I've been playing guitar in Nashville for quite a while. I used to tour in bands playing keys. And so when Jericho asked me, I was a little nervous. I was still nervous tonight. I was nervous all week, actually, because I had not sat with the band and played keys in all these years. So I was like, let this go well, please let this go well. But I think we pulled it off, like you said, a couple bumps. But thank you for having me in the band. It's very cool.
Oh, of course.
It's an honor to play with you.
As soon as we started playing, I couldn't hear the keys at all, so it went perfectly as far as I know.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah, I don't think they had
exactly.
the keys weren't very loud in the mix.
Which
They
I'm
said
okay with.
Which is fine. The bass was super loud.
Yeah, that's what we heard. The bass was too loud, and you couldn't hear the electric
couldn't hear the
guitar at
electric
all.
guitar either.
Yes, and the cabinet was right behind me, the bass.
Yeah.
That's all I heard. The monitor in front of me, I was like, I can't even hear the keys.
Yeah, I could barely hear myself that first song. Finally kind of evened out after a while, but I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is,
Well, you'll get it sorted out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
It
That's
was
great.
still fun. Great
Yeah, yeah.
experience. Had fun with
Yeah.
the guys. My husband played drums, which I've played with him. I've never played with him with a full kit before. So that was
Super
really
cool.
fun.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for our second rehearsal.
Yes. I look forward to that.
So to bring back the itch, are you itching to play piano again?
No.
More? No.
Not
You're
even a little
such a
bit.
great piano player, Scott. You're so good at it. Really.
Well, I enjoy it. I really do. That was obviously, trumpet was my first instrument.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that.
I
Good
wanted
band.
to be a drummer when I was a kid, and I told my dad, who was a bugler in the Army, when he was in the Army. He did, Reveille, the whole thing,
Yeah.
and all that. And I said, Dad, I want to play drums. He goes, you're going to play trumpet because I play trumpet. And I went, where's that wah, wah noise?
Yeah.
And so I begrudgingly played trumpet in the school band, and I would look up at the drummers and be like, that's what I want to do. But when I tried drumming, guess what? I have horrible timing. So there's a reason why God or my dad intervened. Maybe he knew something I didn't. And so, but after trumpet, I picked up the piano. And so because I wanted to start writing. And so that was my main instrument for a long, long time. And eventually I learned guitar because I figured out, wow, it's a lot easier to carry a guitar.
Yeah.
And I got tired of hauling the keyboard because I had an 88 key in Sonic, and I toured with bands. And the big road case and everything, and pulled my back out a couple times lifting it.
It's an imposition.
It was heavy. So, and I was watching these other people when I got to town, like they're just walking in with the guitar and walking out. I'm like, I want to be them. And so that's why I switched over to guitar, and that's my main instrument now. But yeah, it's nice because in the past couple of years, I started writing sync. I mean, John's obviously the seasoned sync guy, but I realized I needed to have a keyboard again in order to compose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's what brought a keyboard back into my life and got me playing again. So there it is. But we're not here about me.
Yeah,
we're here about you
I
guys.
was just asking, AJ, is guitar your first instrument, or did you play something before?
So, voice and piano is actually my first instrument.
Okay.
I've been singing since I was 11 years old. I just turned 30 in September. Actually studied opera
Just a
in college,
kid.
believe it or not.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Can you
Wow.
give us a sample?
Wow.
Come on, let's hear a little. Yeah, come on.
I don't want to break your listeners' ears.
You can just hold
Well,
it.
just- yeah.
Hold it back.
I'm not warmed up. Ave Maria.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
the vibrato.
Okay.
What's the applause thing?
Yeah.
You have that?
$250,000 of
I would
later.
kill for your, I would kill
that's
for your
crazy.
vibrato.
Oh, thanks,
That
man. I
was
appreciate
beautiful.
it.
Oh.
It's I'm very grateful that I got the training because I think it's helped a lot with moving over to pop music, which is what I'm doing right now, believe it or not. So
How do you feel like
Yes.
it's what translated? Like what is it about opera that you think has helped
So especially because I want to do pop rock is kind of where I'm heading right
Okay.
now. I feel like there's a lot of crossover. Like Mozart was writing the first pop rock songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
He invented 1-5-6-4. Like
Okay,
that.
yeah, for sure.
He's the first one to do it.
it? Yeah.
So
I think you wrote "Baby Got Back," right?
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Something
him.
like that. Was that him? Yeah.
Baby
is there
have it
progression
back.
in that?
Where's the ba-dum sound for that?
That's what we needed. Yeah, but I feel like I had a very good teacher who was good at helping me bridge the gap between the two worlds, because there is a big difference. Essentially, with opera, you're singing open throat with a big full sound, all of your voice, but it's a little bit less open throat when you're doing like pop, country, whatever it is. So some people can't do it, but if you have a good teacher, like I did, his name was Daniel Teed. I think he still teaches at Carnegie Mellon. Fantastic baritone. He talked always with the most proper diction you could possibly imagine. He made you feel like he had terrible diction just from speaking with him. Great guy. But he helped me bridge the gaps between those two worlds because I was up front with him when I went in. I was really just there to get the training. I never wanted to be an opera singer. I love opera. Very great world. It's very difficult to make it in opera.
My favorite operatic singers that crossed over into the pop world was Serge Tankian of System of a Down.
Oh.
His dad was like a Hungarian opera singer.
That makes
I didn't know that.
That's why he's like, oh, he does all that crazy stuff. So when you listen to System of a Down, it's operatic.
It totally makes sense.
That's
Wow.
so cool.
That
makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, you see like Freddie Mercury going the other way too.
Yeah.
Like he would be doing opera with Queen and stuff too.
So cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So you're kind of doing pop rock, opera?
No, there's no more opera right now. I mean, if I ever get hired to like sing at a wedding or something and somebody wants to hear, I'll do it.
Okay,
for sure.
yeah.
But I don't practice it as much as I used to anymore. It's not. It's kind of like any muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it a little
I would
bit.
imagine range
never
has to be a big part of it, just being able to climb up,
sure. So
and get
as
down
you
and
can
keep
tell-
your voice healthy.
As you can tell from my speaking voice, I'm a basso profundo.
Yes, and that's
sit
what I
next
was gonna.
between-
That's what I was gonna say.
Language.
Yeah, it definitely helped with my range. Like when I'm trying to sing higher notes and pop Scott knows I try to sing screaming high all the time, which can be a problem.
There are some high notes in your song.
Yeah.
If anybody knows about flexing muscles, it's you, Jesse. Jesse's my health coach, by the way.
Oh, wow.
He didn't ask to be. I just started calling him that, and he made me a workout plan and got me in the
I might be hitting you
gym,
up.
and
Yeah, man. I'll help
Actually-
you out, brother,
He's,
for sure.
he's really great. He's a great health coach.
I love
There should be
working
a
out.
health coach on the side.
Starting tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
guys.
you should
Here's my
charge-
number. No.
Charge other people. But
Yeah.
not me.
I've been going to the gym a lot recently, and it's really, I mean, it's helped my mental health so much.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah, I think you got to do it. You got to do it every day, for sure.
it feels good.
Or 3 times a week.
I feel
Hey,
that.
it's better than nothing.
I just
need
go
to
for like
heal.
8-mile hikes in nature. That's
There
what
you go.
I do.
Yeah.
But I
Nice.
probably should be doing,
Strength
weights
training.
or whatever.
Just as long as you're moving, man.
Yeah, I
You know?
try to get out there. You know,
Yep.
I walked to my kitchen this morning.
that counts for something.
You walk your
right?
dog.
That is like the
You
plight of
walk
the
your dog.
songwriter, though.
You
Yeah.
do.
That's true. I walk 3 dogs, one at a time. So technically,
Okay.
I got
There you
some.
go.
I got
Oh,
some
nice.
steps.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot of steps, but I.
It's a lot of steps in dog steps.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you count
those dog
dog steps, you should just count dog
4
steps.
times as long.
That was good.
And they have four legs.
I walked. Oh yeah. I
So
walked-
multiply by 4.
And by 3, because you're
Yeah.
doing it 3. I mean,
Yeah,
You're
that's
getting those dog
you're
steps
getting
in
so
real
much
life.
exercise.
You're making me feel so much better about my lack of.
It's like 10,000 steps
I'm your
per
friend.
walk.
I'm your friend, Scott. I do my best.
got me, man. Got me, man.
Got
Right
you,
here.
man.
Yeah.
I
So.
got you, man.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I love how much we're laughing. This is so fun.
You know, what's the point in doing a podcast where everybody's all serious all the time?
For
I don't
sure.
know.
Yeah, we'd be NPR. So.
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud? I guess I did.
I thought you were trying to get some
There
sponsors.
goes that sponsor.
Sorry, NPR.
I don't know if NPR really want to sponsor us anyway.
No.
I doubt they would.
I highly doubt it. They're like a bunch of hillbillies in the South. No way.
Yeah, we
man.
don't need that. We don't
Yeah.
need their help.
No.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, where were we?
Well,
We were
one-
talking about gigs, and we were
And-
talking about health, and we were talking about what were we talking about before?
Instruments.
We were talking about AI. We were
Opera.
talking about AI and all kinds of
Instruments.
stuff.
Well, before we
I
got
missed
on
the
the air.
AI. What were you
instruments.
saying about AI?
Oh yeah, you want to?
Well, I was just asking. I was like, because these guys are really involved in sync. They've done a lot of writing with that, and so I was just kind of. I've been. I use AI right now. We just started. A lot of people in the industry have started using it for demos for pitch services, just because it's so much cheaper for us songwriters. We're writing so many songs. If we can get a demo for like $30 a month, you can make like 1,000 demos a month
With
which is-
AI.
with AI, and so it uploads your work tape. It listens to your melody, and then just creates it off. Whatever you're playing.
It
That's
takes
Suno,
an
right?
acoustic
Suno.
vocal,
Yep,
Suno.
Suno.
turns it into a full band production.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
a
pretty
bunch of
crazy.
different
He was showing me
voices.
when we first
It
right
is.
that we
It's
did.
crazy.
You showed me what it does, and it's pretty crazy, dude.
Blew my mind.
It's really wild. And so, but it's like for a songwriter, amazing tool for us because a demo's $400. And that's a year subscription of this thing, and you can get like I said, probably 12,000, I guess, through the year you could do, which is kind of insane. You don't write that many songs, but you have to do like 100, maybe 100 versions of some of these songs so you get the one you like.
Yeah, the catch is it gets it as close as it possibly can, but it's not always does the perfect cadence and
here's
close.
Yeah.
Here's, I guess, the thing
yeah.
that I think about when I'm like, I think it's an amazing sounding tool, and Joe, you showed me it's pretty cool what it does. I mean, it sounds pretty good, like passable as like a.
It's better than a work tape.
But here's the thing.
Sure.
Here's
Oh
the
my
thing.
gosh,
I
yeah,
think about
yeah.
that, and I'm like, wait, I'm paying them to take my song, analyze what's happening with it, and then they'll be able to generate a song based off of they're using my song to train their AI, and I'm paying them to do it.
That's
For
the thing.
sure, but
It's
if you
learning.
upload your song, they're using it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, touche.
Oh, really? So soon.
I mean, how do you think it all got seeded from everything that's ever been
boy.
released, right?
That's
so it's
scary.
like, if you're going to put it out, it's going to be there anyways.
That's pretty scary.
But it is learning faster, I think, with us pumping all these work tapes into it.
100%.
Is it not?
So
for
we're
sure, but
so we're being trained to be cattle or something. What's happening? What's happening? here?
I just think there's
To
the
the slaughter?
nefarious side of it where you could there's going to be songwriters that are quote songwriters that are just going to be trying to use that to write them a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, it's
there's-
already happening.
But I think
it's already happening.
the beautiful thing about AI though is that AI never forgets. So if it wrote it, it's going to remember it.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be able to search and be like, did you write this? And it's going to be like, yeah, I did for John and blah, blah, blah time, you know.
this
Now-
day.
Oh,
On
wow.
this day.
There are one thing that we didn't talk about earlier, because we had a little bit of a conversation about this, but there is a use case for AI in what we were talking about, beds and things like that for music libraries. There's somebody, one of the agency partners that I know, that my company partners with, they know somebody who uses AI to just generate a bunch of composed, like kind of background tension, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then what they'll do is they'll take those basic tracks and they'll actually pay a real composer
Yeah,
to
that
kind of
makes sense.
dress them up.
Okay.
To
Church
dress
them
them
up.
church them
Add
up.
a cello to this.
Exactly.
You
Add
know,
like a
add
real
a-
strings and things like that. And then all of a sudden they're making like 50 or 60 of them like a month.
Yeah.
wow.
And then
Wow.
that's getting fed into
And
the
for
system.
a fraction of the cost.
For a fraction of the production cost, because this person might not know how to compose anything,
Yeah.
but yet they're
That's
just
crazy.
like it's.
So is it a good thing or is it muddying the waters? Discuss.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up as far as what we do as songwriters, where, this is our opportunity to have demos. Obviously, we can't be releasing these to the world, I would
No.
imagine, because it's really technically not our property
Yeah.
that we're using. So we can't sell it, but we can sure as heck pitch it with the idea that they're going to re-record it live
Oh, for
with
sure.
actual
With
human
their
beings.
voice and-
yes,
yeah.
with actual human beings. And so that was what was sold to me by a couple of my co-writers, because I was really against it at first. But yeah, I know, Joe, I'm looking at you. I'm staring him down.
Like Elizabeth's doing it. It must
Elizabeth,
be right.
yeah,
Exactly.
Elizabeth. Well, that's your girlfriend.
I
You-
stand
you have
behind
to-
that.
It's like
We
my
love
wife,
Elizabeth.
Erin. She's always right. It's
Yeah.
that kind of yes. I love you. I love you, Erin.
To me, it's no
So-
difference than just hiring a demo guy and hiring a singer.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
and
there's no
it's
difference in it. It's
way
the
cheaper.
separation.
I can see
It's
that.
way
No.
cheaper.
I think it's like anything. It's a tool to
Yeah.
be used, and it can be used right or it can be abused.
For
you
sure.
know?
Yeah, and so, but in this case, I mean, we're looking at the industry of Nashville in particular. Not that people outside know what goes on. Like I think we talked about that earlier. You get in here, and we have our life here, and you go outside. No one knows what the heck we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, other than songs show up, on their playlists and stuff.
Yeah.
But what about the industry of the demo singers in Nashville? What about the industry of the demo? There are people in this town. That's how they make their living. They're not trying to be
True.
full broadcast ready, big time producers. This is how they actually make a living during the year. Is
Maybe they
making
want to
demos.
be, and that's what they're on their way to do that. But now there's not going to be the same amount of
Yes.
work.
So-
That's the other side.
So
of
that's
it.
the big question: is what is going to happen to all those demo singers? That's their livelihood. What about all the local demo producers? That they've turned that into their career. Now, what's going
Good
to happen?
question.
What
They're going
is
to learn to code, I guess. Or
I don't know.
Well,
They're going to create an AI.
They're going to all
compete.
storm Chat GPT and burn it down or something. What are they going to do? It's like, what's going to happen with that? These are the big. We're in the Wild West here of this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, so is it even regulated? I don't know.
Yeah.
One of you might have a better answer than I do. I don't know enough about it really.
Well, the Copyright Office came out and said that the U.S. Copyright Office said that they would honor it as long as a human hand had, a hand in it. So if you put in your own lyrics, they'll honor the copyright of the song.
I think it said something like it had to be a significant human contribution, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm
a little
glad they
ambiguous,
set
though.
that precedent.
They just augmented that the Elvis Act, which was protected Elvis.
I heard about
Back
that.
in the day when they had it was like, people started selling like T-shirts with Elvis on it, and he was like, "Hold on, like you can't be making money off my name.
I want to make.
I want my
off
piece."
that.
And so they created that law for that, and so that like protected likeness.
Somebody heard me. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't have the logo.
Yeah. But and so they just added the sound likeness as part of it now, so that like your voice can't be AI generated and produced and released, so that's protected now.
Is that within the
that's
United
good.
States? What about outside of the United States?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, every country's gonna have their thing, but
It's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Every single country has its own copyright laws.
Yeah.
It's all over the
And
place.
they can have it like that. Like
There's this guy I follow on TikTok. I forget his name, but he did an experiment. He used AI to take his friend's female singer's voice, and he wrote a song that sounded like a Taylor Swift song. He used her voice and turned it into Taylor Swift's voice and released it as if he was Taylor Swift.
Oh no!
And people were listening to it because they thought it
They
was
don't-
like a random Taylor drop.
They don't know anymore.
They don't know. It sounded just like her. Of
Oh
course, it got
my
taken down
gosh.
eventually, but
in a lawsuit.
he did it like as an experiment just to see, and it worked.
I mean, did he
Yeah, there
have
have been many cases like that when this technology was first starting to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, taking like Timberlake's voice or like
Sure.
whoever, like taking all these big, pop artists. and
But did he
doing stuff
have?
like that.
Did he have to choose like the most well-known artist in
Yeah,
the
I
world?
mean, he was doing it for the TikTok views. I don't think he.
It's just it's a
Probably
lot of-
worked.
Okay,
I mean, he
okay.
wasn't
Sure, it
being
worked
quiet
great.
about it. He posted it all
Okay.
online and stuff too.
Oh, so people knew what he was
Okay.
doing. He wasn't
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
be stealthy.
I
or
don't know if
anything.
he got sued. I mean, I would imagine.
I doubt they got
He's not
sued.
selling it.
I doubt he got sued. They
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
they
yeah.
probably didn't even pay him. Like they
Yeah.
probably because it takes a while for them to even pay out, right?
Fair, yeah.
So like I doubt that he ever actually made any money.
Yeah, just
off
got
of it
demonetized.
anyways. He probably just got
Sue him.
demonetized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they probably just did a cease and desist.
Something
with
like
him,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I wish I remembered his name.
Well, that's it's probably
Music.
best not to know. I mean, I wouldn't go up against Taylor Swift. Are you kidding me? With
Yeah,
$1
for
billion? Are you kidding me? No way.
Big one to battle, that's for sure.
So yeah, I guess we were. It started with that. We were kind of talking about that Suno stuff, and I was asking kind of whether or not in y'all's world, if that's going to be produced quite a bit, and they're going to start doing scores and things like that, or if you see that kind of comes into the sync world, because it seems like what I've seen so far is the lyrics that are produced by AI are not.
They're
They
not
don't
good.
have
Not
the
great.
human touch.
No.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't. It's not right yet. Now, who knows what it will be?
Wait till tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of the music is pretty good that they're doing. And so I haven't
Yeah.
heard a lot of the orchestrated stuff, like if it's an orchestra production, but I just didn't know if y'all had, and if y'all kind of, you're on the
Well,
ground
I
more than
don't.
this.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I know from like just the folks. I know quite a few music supervisors. I know quite a few agencies and some libraries and some people that have worked in composing for Sync and have like 20, 30 times as many placements as I do. And the thing is, like, the entire Sync industry hates AI. They stand against what it. The potential for it to replace
Are they
humans
afraid of
as
it?
creatives. It's not that they're afraid of it. It's that they don't want. They
wanna keep it human.
They want humans to get
Good.
the work.
For sure.
They want humans to
Good.
have the music in projects. And
I like hearing that.
there's going to be there are a lot of libraries that are doing that. They're starting a couple of libraries. There's some royalty free libraries that are out there. For anybody who doesn't know what royalty free libraries are, they're kind of like you'll throw your tracks in there, and then if somebody wants to use it for their wedding video or something like that, they can pay like $20 or something like that. It's like a little micro licensing thing. But a lot of those sites are like now paying you. I've gotten a couple of payouts where they just without you agreeing to it, they're just like, oh, okay, we're going to train AI off of your tracks, but you get paid a license fee for that.
Oh, cool.
The
Because
songs
you
that I had
put it
in there
on-
were not very good songs, and so I didn't really care. I won't put more songs in there though. But here's the
Seriously?
thing. So I think
Wow.
so. on the micro licensing side, I think that they're going to be doing a lot of generative AI. They're going to be using that, and then also a lot of those types of sites will feed like kind of in-store stuff, in-store playlists and things like that. That they don't have to. The thing is, if it can generate it, then it doesn't even qualify for performance royalties. So then they don't have to deal with all of that.
Right.
They can just do a direct license with the stores, and then they get you just basically you get circumvented entirely.
Yeah,
You say you uploaded your songs to it, and then you click the "I agree to terms," and that says that AI can use. They just kind of snuck it in
I
there.
think the way that I mean, I signed the deal with them like I don't know, it was like 10 years ago when I uploaded these tracks, and you know how it is. Every single year they'll be like, "We have new updated terms of service." Like you're gonna go and then you read the fucking 20 pages of like
Who does that?
documents. Nobody's gonna do it, and then I didn't really care that much. So it's like I have a couple crappy tracks in there that maybe the computers are getting a little bit smarter off of. Who knows? I don't think so, but yeah. So that is one way that it's actually, I think, starting to get into the sync world in terms of like micro licensing and things like that. But I do think for like bigger budget projects, anything that has like any kind of sizable budget has like a professional music supervisor involved. Music supervisors are really against AI.
I'm sure.
Actually, most agencies now, this has been a recent development. Most agencies now, when they onboard your music, they make you sign something that says it's like a clear statement of that I did not use any AI technology in the creation of this music.
That's great.
I think that's on BMI. Like I just registered a new song on BMI, and it says, "Is there any AI used in the creation of this song?"
They've already moved that.
That's good.
Here's the other thing too. I've been getting some briefs, and in the brief it's
Be
specifically.
brief about it, though.
I will. Oh, I'm done. No, just kidding.
Sorry. I gotta be faster with
Yeah, I was brief. I was done. You didn't know it.
Sorry.
But they have disclaimers now. If it is AI, we won't take it. And one even said we have algorithms to figure it out. And I was like,
Yes.
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
They make AI to find the AI tracks.
Oh, wait,
Ooh, that's
great.
Inception.
Put them at war and let them destroy each other. I love it. Let AI destroy itself. It's like
That goes well in all the movies.
I did have a question.
Yes.
Have you guys had a hit writer on the podcast yet?
Well, you, Joe Gazzelli.
I was gonna say.
No. I'm
Mr.
not talking
Joe.
about me.
Depends upon what you mean. I mean, so
I didn't want to ignore the fact that we are sitting in the presence of someone who had a hit song. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Are we not going to talk about it?
who had a hit song? Did you have a hit song?
Number one on iTunes across all genres.
Yeah.
What?
Congratulations. What is it? What is it?
It's a song I wrote with.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
You gotta get quicker.
Thank you.
I know. I gotta reach over, and he's telling me. It's
Sorry,
like,
Jesse.
Yeah, no.
Jesse's like, I'm trying to talk.
Ask
Okay.
you about it and then interrupt you.
No, I'm super proud of it. I wrote with these band called the Duggar Band, and there's some brothers out of East Nashville.
Yeah, they're great.
They've been playing for like 10 years together or
they're
so.
really
I used to watch them at Old Red when I worked there.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
And so we wrote a song called True Colors. They came into the room.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about, they play a lot of like veteran different events and stuff for like USO, and they ended up saying that they were, singing a lot of like Toby Keith songs and stuff, and they were like, we need one of our own that's like an America like anthem kind of a song. And so we wrote a song called True Colors for them, and they were like, yeah, man, we're gonna show this to our friend John Rich, and we were like,
Wow.
okay. And I didn't think much of it. I was like, maybe we're just name dropping
You
here
hear
after
stuff
the
like
room.
that all the time. Like,
Yes.
this might happen. This might happen.
course.
You never
Yeah.
know.
Of course.
But
And so he produced the song, which was awesome.
Nice.
And then
Very cool.
it came out, and they were getting ready to do a morning show here in Nashville at Channel 4. And they were just going to release it. And the day before they got the release, they got a letter stating that they thought it was too political. And it's really just straight down the middle. It's just like America. The song is just basically, the hook is my true colors are red, white, and blue, right? It's
I
like,
it's
love
not
Yeah.
bashing any other
well,
countries.
you know.
It's just
it's just
saying.
right down the middle, just like be pro-America. And so, that's made like a little bit of a frenzy, I guess, about it. John Rich posted about it. They posted about it. They said, we're not playing it. We're not going to let you infringe on our rights to just
But
be
then
American. And
But that controversy will only make it go farther.
And that's what it did. It's been great for the guys. They stood by what they believe in, and they got the song
Excellent.
out there. And I think
Nice.
they just killed it. So I think they ended up hitting top think they were the number 4 on Billboard charts for that week.
Phenomenal.
Ooh.
Great. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Which was pretty
That's
great.
amazing.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah, it was
incredible.
exciting.
And
How's it
he's-
feel?
yeah, I
How's
guess
that feel?
I mean, it honestly, it's kind of crazy. We never thought it was going to happen that way. It was our first write with these guys, but
Yeah.
feels great. Feels great.
I'm just really
Good for you,
proud.
man.
That's how I feel.
Thanks,
And
man.
yet he came onto our show.
Yeah, right.
And I'm proud
Still
to
makes
somehow-
time for the peon.
I'm
Come
also
on.
I'm proud to be an American too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we all are, man.
Of course.
Love this. I love
That's
this
great.
country.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, it was a good one.
What
It
a
was a
good
fun
story.
song. Fun
What a
song.
good
That's
story.
phenomenal.
Good for you. That's exciting.
Yeah.
They played it at the TSAI Awards. I didn't know you wrote that. I heard
yeah.
it the other day.
What's
it
yeah,
called
It was
again?
great.
It's called True Colors. I wrote
True
it with
Colors.
Chris Crapo and then the Duggar Band.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny when you
Very-
said that title, I thought of the Hannah Montana song from way
Yeah.
back in the
Well,
day.
Cyndi Lauper had one, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, true
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah, and then Justin Timberlake redid it in the Trolls thing, but this is
Maybe it was Cyndi Lauper.
yeah,
I might be
Cyndi Lauper.
misremembering.
Yeah, She
Hannah
wrote
Montana
it.
has a similar song, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, I thought yours was a Trolls version. Never mind. I don't like it.
It's a good version.
Give it
Exciting,
time.
though.
Give
I
it
love
Justin
time.
Timberlake
that.
did it. It was good.
There's probably going to be a lot of troll movies, so I'm sure you
I'll make the next one.
you got a chance. Yeah,
Yeah.
You got a shot. The kid's got a shot.
Can't stop the trolling.
There's been quite an uptick in patriotic songs since Toby Keith passed away. I've noticed that. It's like people are kind of filling that spot, because as his music came back, as we do, listen
Yeah.
to someone
Yeah.
even more when they pass away.
I was like in the room thinking that. I was like channel Toby Keith
Yeah.
right now for real. I was like,
Yeah.
I have to like get into that mindset. I'm a veteran too, so I knew the
Yeah.
crowd I was playing
Thank you for
to
your
anyway.
service.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
And
You know what? I don't think there's a lot of pop rock American like patriotism songs out there. Is there?
No.
Not that I can
No,
really.
I can
not
think of.
really.
Maybe we
Not
should
really.
fix that.
Okay.
America
Anybody want to
that's
write
good.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
I
know a guy.
America.
I know a guy who could probably work on that.
Yeah.
He's right on the couch
Yeah?
over there. Right there.
Let's do
Right,
it.
Jake. So
Born in the USA.
I don't know. Does anybody
Yeah,
else
there you
have
go.
Party in the USA.
Born in the
Yeah.
USA.
Born
Party
in the USA. Party in the USA.
Party in
Oh,
the
yeah, that's right, yeah.
USA.
there's some out there.
Born in the USA.
Yeah,
And
Bruce
go-
Springsteen
But
was my
isn't that
first
song-
concert.
Oh no kidding.
That's,
My
that
mom's
song's
first and
not-
second.
That's not a
What?
patriotic song though. That
No.
born. I don't think.
I don't think
Neither
so
is
much.
Party in the USA.
Yeah.
No, not really. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen was
What?
my first concert. I'm from Pittsburgh.
That sets
My
the bar
mom and
kind of
dad.
high.
Yeah, my mom and dad took me to see Bruce Springsteen first, and he was my second concert as well. He's a great entertainer.
I'll bet.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did he do the 4-hour show thing? Did he do the
Not when I
massively-
saw him. Okay,
Oh,
I have to tell
okay.
this story. I know my dad's watching right now. So my parents saw him. I don't know when. You should leave a comment and say, Dad, but a long time ago, before I was born, they saw him. They had fourth row. Was
Oh my
what they were
gosh.
in.
Yeah.
They played for 4.5 hours.
Wow.
4.5
Yeah.
hours. He said he laid down at the end because there was like 7 encores, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
He lay down on the stage and was like, we don't know any more songs. And then he goes,
Please leave.
it's a little bit early, but what do you think, big man? Ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding.
of
They
course.
did Santa Claus is Coming to Town. 'Cause that's
Oh
all
my
they had.
gosh.
That's so awesome.
well,
They
Iconic.
were truly out of songs.
Yeah, truly. That was it. But 4.5 hours, can you imagine?
yeah, that's
I
pretty
would be
incredible.
I can't. I
I played
can't.
some 4-hour solo acoustic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
not the same as Bruce Springsteen.
No.
like
No, 'cause he's
rocking
pouring
out to
it
the
out,
whole
yeah.
crowd,
Jeez.
Yeah, because he
Crazy.
pours it out on the
And-
stage, no
and-
doubt about it.
and I'm s-
Northeasters do it different.
That's a pretty good first concert though, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
it was
Wow.
awesome.
What was yours?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Oh,
What's
yeah, we gotta
everybody's
go
first
around.
concert?
My
Question.
Go
first
around.
concert. My first concert had to have been like at a rodeo or something, probably like
Oh,
George
yeah.
Strait or Tracy Lawrence or
That's
something.
cool, though.
Casual.
You know,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, we always went to the rodeo every year. So I bet
that's
you that
cool.
was probably
I
where
love
it was.
that.
Did you ever want to be a cowboy?
Oh man, I rodeoed, man.
What?
You did?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
What particular?
And you could still walk?
Did you do?
Yeah.
Did you do Broncos? Did you do Bulls? What'd you do?
I did team roping.
He was a
and-
clown.
And I did steer. That would have been more appropriate. I'm not fast enough for those bulls, man. No, I did team roping, and I grew up on a cutting horse ranch, so we raised
Wow.
cutting horses and reining and
Wow.
and did steer wrestling.
What's a
Steer
cutting
wrestling. Wow.
horse?
Cool.
Yeah,
What's a cutting
Oh,
horse?
I
Is that
thought-
where they
yeah,
Yeah.
cutting horses. It's just like an
steer
old.
the cattle, like
It's
on
like an
Yellowstone?
old. It must have started like on old ranches just to see if the old boys could get it done. But they'd go out. You have the herd on one end of arena, and then you run down, and you have to separate one of the calves out, and your hand is down, and you're not able to you're not using reins.
Oh.
And so the horse is doing it, and you're just moving your feet along with it. And the horse is keeping the calf from getting back to the herd.
Did you see Yellowstone? They did that in Yellowstone.
That's what I was
Taylor
thinking
Sheridan.
of. Yep.
Yeah, it's that type of riding. Well, that's very
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
I had no
super cool.
idea.
Yeah. Did that stuff as a kid. Yeah,
That's
it was a lot of
awesome.
fun.
I was just a farm boy. I just, no rodeos, just a farm boy.
I did a lot of that too. A lot of plowing.
Oh my
and
gosh.
disking and oh yeah, man.
Cleaned a lot of stalls in
A lot
my
of
day.
hay fields.
Baled a lot of hay and
Yeah.
straw and everything else.
Builds
Gosh.
character.
Yeah, it does.
I
So
say
much
it because I
character.
have experience. I don't have any experience.
My uncle hired me to bale hay for one afternoon, me and my buddy, and
He said one.
I can't even tell you how. I mean, I was like 10 years old at the time. Those things are freaking heavy when you're 10 years
Yeah.
old.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we spent
They're heavy
all
now.
day. It was hot as fuck. It was like middle of
Where you
summer
from?
in Illinois. In
Illinois,
rural
okay.
Illinois.
Yeah.
So we're
Okay.
out in the middle of nowhere. And then at the end of the day is pretty funny. It was like he got out like this quarter jar and he like
Mind if I
us
pay
like
you in
a-
change?
gave us like a,
Oh
a
my
little
gosh.
mini
Alms for the
handful.
poor.
Mini handful of quarters each.
Can't find my checkbook.
I think I got like $4 or
Oh,
something
God.
like that.
That
It's
sounds
like, whatever.
about
I was
right.
like, I was like, that's more baseball cards or whatever.
Yeah.
but,
$4.
but still, I was a little bitter. I was like, I thought I was going to
Yeah.
get paid more
Yeah,
than
come
this.
on, man.
Well,
Come
You
on,
know
man.
what? You made me think of I work as a server, and I used to work for a catering company. Real quick side story.
No, I love it. Love it. Go for it.
But one event that we did, it was like a wedding or something. We're passing out hors d'oeuvres to everybody before. I give it to this one guy. I start walking away to go to the next person. He's like, "Hey, come here. Anybody that gives us something gets a little something." He pulls out this giant wad of cash, like a real big wad of cash. Gives me $2.
He's like, you should be grateful.
Was it all ones?
It might have been all one.
Or was it
maybe that was
200
one of his own
pennies?
thing. He's like he likes to look important, and so he
Yeah,
gets
yeah, it could've been.
$500 worth of $1 bills. You know,
It was really fun. I was laughing internally. I was
pretty
like, but I
funny,
can't
man.
like do that outwardly. So I was
Yeah.
trying to not laugh when he handed me the $2.
man.
Wow,
My
what
sister-
cheese,
so my-
thanks.
I got a little side one. My sister, she used to she waited tables for Marie Callender's for like a couple years, and there was this repeat customer that would come in, and he would put like, I think it was like he put like 50 cents on the table, and then when she'd come up to the table, he'd be like, "You see that? Oh, that could be yours."
Oh God.
With a straight face. He was saying
funny.
with a straight face, like that could be yours.
So,
you know?
did
No.
you say Marie
Just keep it.
Calendar?
Yeah, I was like a very
So-
Marie
Like the
Callender's
frozen
restaurant.
meals?
Yeah, is that how they serve
Yeah,
them? Like
it
these little frozen meals came
No,
out?
it's an actual restaurant chain. I think that the meals
You haven't been to one?
came
No.
from
No.
the chain.
Yeah, the
The
chain. I've
the
been there.
chain created the
I did
TV
not
They sell
know.
all the pies and all that stuff.
I
It's,
would-
it's a
I-
restaurant chain.
I so wish they would bring out the little trays and be like,
They
this
just
is-
microwave it in the back.
Yeah. I got some good pot pies, man.
Oh man.
I would go just for that, just
You
to
know,
say I did.
I would actually go to if I was drunk. It would be really cool to just go through a little mini freezer section that has all of the TV dinner things, and
Just
you
the
pick
worst
it.
things ever.
Yeah,
Hot Pockets, corn
and
dogs.
You pick it and they throw it in the oven, throw it in like some air fryer
Self-serve,
that cooks it quickly. I could be convinced to spend a few bucks doing that.
Why when you have cookout?
Yeah, I got
That's a good point.
Cookout's interesting. When I moved to
the
Nashville,
tray,
I was like,
yeah.
"What is this?" It's
Yeah.
like it's interesting. It's like bad cookout food. It's like
I'm not a huge
it's
fan.
not
I'm
good.
gonna
never
It's
been.
not
say it.
good.
No,
Oh,
it's
good.
just
I'm not the only
it's
one.
just for
Okay.
cheap,
Did you eat
cheap
it
large
sober?
quantities of food.
Yeah.
Do
it's
you
like-
eat
Okay.
it sober?
Okay.
I didn't like it drunk.
No,
so that's how you know.
Oh wow.
It's not
oh
good
wow.
even drunk.
Must have been a bad day.
It was
like-
okay.
The burger, I do like the approach with the burger and the tinfoil is kind of cool. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I
It was
appreciate that.
Better than no food.
Yeah.
That's true.
Barely.
But
there's
it's no
that.
Five Guys or
Barely.
anything like
Yeah.
that.
Get
There's
over
that.
how low your voice is, man.
Did you feel it
I keep,
shake?
I keep when you're talking, I keep thinking, really? Like that? Like you're just talking. You're not even trying to make it like that.
Actually, he talks very high, but he's just using that voice tonight.
Normally it's way up, like higher than your register. But when I do a podcast,
Yeah, sure.
I drop it down.
Sure.
Like it's hot.
It's like an Elizabeth Holmes act. It's like he's just totally.
First concert.
Oh yes, that's where we went.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's where
Half an hour
I
ago.
got it.
First concert
Wow.
I went to, or first concert I bought a ticket to.
Both.
When?
Okay,
What?
so first ticket I was taken to that I remember was my parents took me to see Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Dude, you Puff the Magic Dragon?
Yeah,
Come
I didn't know what
No,
Puff
that-
the Magic Dragon was all about. My
Oh,
parents were hippies, though. They were definitely
They
doing
knew.
it. They were doing it in the kitchen, but I didn't know that's what the song was about. You know? And then the first concert that I ever bought a ticket to was Aerosmith
Whoa.
with Collective Soul opening up for
Oh,
them.
hell yeah.
I'm going to
was a-
see Collective Soul
Whoa.
live in like July in
Dude,
Franklin.
they were
They're
great.
coming
I
to
mean,
town.
back in like
They're coming to
92,
Franklin?
they were killer. Back in
They were?
92, they
Y'all
were
get
amazing.
some tickets. We'll go together.
I
Okay,
would
I need
go.
to get that.
Do it.
That's
I'll
awesome.
do it.
I would go to that.
I love live.
They're
That was
so
like one of my favorite
underrated.
bands ever.
Live
Yeah, they were
Throwing
great.
Copper is
Yeah,
one of
great
my
album.
favorite
Front to
albums of
back.
all
It's
time.
stupid good.
There's a song on that album that I want to hear on my
Which one?
deathbed.
Which one?
Pillar of Davidson.
Oh,
Mm.
I,
that
I
song,
Alone
that
Love
song.
You? No, not that one. No.
No, not that one. That was a little emo.
I know the one.
That's
Love
like
you.
that's like a
So good.
it's like a
The facial
meditative,
expressions are great there.
very kind of depressing,
So
like, reflective song. You know?
So underrated.
Yeah, that's a good one. I remember
So
that song.
yeah, no, he was just laughing at me because I'm like, alone, because that's how he sings. What was his name? Ed
Kowalczyk.
or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
They only made one good album, and it turns out that the guitar player really fucked up his shoulder or
Oh,
something
really?
like that, and totally. I mean, the band was never the same after that.
Yeah.
But I think also, like with a lot of these bands, they'll make one album that's like the work of like 10 or 12 years of songwriting, and then they're forced to crank out another album fast, and then they just can't
So
keep
their
up with
Throwing
the pace.
Copper was their meat and potatoes.
I think so.
Well-
I mean, that was like their magnum opus was Throwing
Yeah,
Copper.
because they were a little. I don't know if you caught their music before that. Have you ever seen the early videos
Well, they had a song.
and their songs? Yeah.
It was a very. Yeah, I heard it. There was an
wasn't-
album. What was it? Beauty of Grey is one of the songs that they
Yeah.
had from early on. They had an album that before that they had one album before that wasn't that great.
No, it really didn't do much, and it wasn't as like aggressive.
No, it wasn't
not
that
nearly as aggressive. They were a little softer, and then I guess they got angry. Like I got to get angry,
It works.
and it worked really well for a day. So.
Yeah. Live.
But yeah.
Live. Oh man, takes me back.
Oh heck yeah! Anybody else?
Where's your first?
I don't have a good first concert story. It was the Newsboys. It's a Christian band.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
still
Live's a
something.
I
Christian
remember
band,
them.
technically.
But
yeah,
did it
live
technically,
did it
yeah.
have an effect on you? I mean, I'm sure going to your first
Oh
concert.
yeah. I mean, it was fantastic. I still remember it. I think I was.
See, it means a lot.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just wish it was an iconic band like y'all's. But
Wow.
I mean, they're still great. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was 7 or 8, and I was so excited my parents were taking me. I still remember coming home and being like, "How am I going to sleep? That was the best night of my life."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Started that spark up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now
but
you're playing the local.
Yeah.
full
look
band.
at me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. When you said the one you paid for, I'm gonna have to think about that because I was kid was taking. I'm gonna
I
think
actually
about
don't
that
know
one.
which
I'm not
one mine would
sure.
be.
Yeah.
I think about that. I also think about the first time I ever bought like a cassette or something like that.
Yeah.
That was Alice Cooper.
Beach Boys.
Alice Cooper, A House of Fire.
Wow. Like was that
Opposite end of the
random
spectrum.
right.
shit. Like,
I don't think I've ever bought a cassette tape.
yeah. I mean,
It would have been a CD
older,
for
yeah,
me
yeah,
back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I was
hardworking
trying to
man,
make a
Brooks and
joke.
Dunn.
It's a bad one every
No,
now and
it's fine. I laughed.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So we're talking about the concert that like got the spark going. Is that what you're asking?
Your first
Your first
concert. Your
concert.
first
It doesn't
concert.
matter if it's got your spark going. What was your first one?
my first concert
Yeah.
was the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra.
There you go. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah. So
Are you from Baltimore?
I'm
Baltimore?
Baltimore or Baltimore? There's a lot of ways to mispronounce it, and they all do.
Yeah.
That's from the
Every
middle.
single one of them. They can't say Baltimore.
Oh, dang.
Not a one of them. And
Dang.
I'm from Maryland,
Baltimore.
so I'm
Okay.
dissing on myself.
Yeah.
It's more like a Baltimore. It's almost like Voldemort,
I was going to say it sounded like that.
Baltimore.
You know, it is like Voldemort.
and they're both just as dangerous.
Is
and
that
so
really how you're supposed to pronounce it?
if you're local and you're from
I
Maryland,
just call it Baltimore.
it's Baltimore. If you're
Baltimore
from,
is what
it's
I said.
Baltimore. If you are local.
Baltimore.
So like Louisville.
Baltimore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Baltimore.
Yes.
Louisville.
Or like you're bald.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Baltimore than you. That's correct. Yeah.
Wow, man. Whatever.
That's like everybody that moves to Nashville, and the first thing they call it is Demon Brewing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So like for the first 3 months, I was like, it's off
We should
Demon
probably
Brewing.
clarify
Actually,
that for people who are from
Lebanon.
Nashville watching.
So I was driving to work on one of the 15,000 jobs I've had to stay in this town, and the weatherman said there's a demon brewing out there on Demunbury, and I'm like,
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, I almost wrecked my car. It's like an early morning drive. I'm like, seriously, you went there, bro? You went there. He really
That's
went
funny.
there. So,
Hey, you still remember it?
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, for those who don't know, Demumbrian is a street like right outside. It's like right out here in Nashville. So, but nobody knows how to pronounce it. Apparently, even the weather guy.
It does look like Demon Bruin.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the GPS says that too.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
It does.
That's
So,
funny.
so yeah. So my first concert that got me like fired up was a group called Crack the Sky.
Ooh.
And
Cool name.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were sort of a hybridy sort of rock and Beatles type band in the way that they did arrangements, a lot of strings. Of course, the keyboardist was playing the strings and all that, the sound, and they were just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't get any bigger than they did, and so that I was like, what just happened? I want to do what those guys are doing, and they have better hair, longer hair than me. And I had hair down to my shoulder. I was 14,
I knew
long
you
hair.
had long
Oh yeah,
hair at
I
one time.
Well, I was a skate rat. You know, when I wasn't
I
working.
didn't know you were a skateboarder.
Yeah, when I wasn't working on the farm and sweating, myself silly all day in the fields and stuff.
Sweating bullets.
So
Where'd y'all grow?
what was the best trick? Oh, sorry. You
Oh
asked
no,
the
I was
question. You asked the question first.
falling off the skateboard.
Getting back up.
If there was an award, it'd be like the guy who falls the most. Yeah, I was really bad, but I just loved it so much. I was on that skateboard all the time. But man, I got scars to show to this.
Did you
day.
learn how to like ollie and all that shit?
No, I was too scared
Oh, okay.
because I fell too.
I
easily.
tried ollieing once and I kind of ate
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
I was the kind
All
of
right, I'm done.
skateboarder where I just like I did it for like 6 months and I fell on my knees enough times and I'm like I'm good.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like I'm good.
Yes. So what was your question?
Oh, it's just, you said you were a farmer. I would just to know,
Oh.
like, did y'all like what'd you grow?
It was also a racehorse hotel since we're a Triple Crown state.
Okay.
And so we had like I said, it was a horse hotel. So I helped boarding the horses and I took care of them. But when we were harvesting, we had a lot of straying haul. Wow, Barry, you're a long day. Hay and straw.
Strong head guy.
Hay and straw. Sorry, farming family. But yeah, so we harvested that, but we also harvested alfalfa, corn,
Okay.
those sort of things, beans, a lot of beans
Yeah.
in Maryland, a lot of bean fields.
Soy beans or green
Lime,
beans.
green and lima.
Lima beans.
I didn't know there were lima beans
Which-
out there.
I can't stand them.
What?
I love lima beans.
We
I
hard
like
They're so
them.
good.
Oh, yeah.
like 'em.
Well,
I
they're
ate too
good-
many growing up.
Oh yeah.
They're good
that's
for
fair.
the soil.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. They
heard-
grow lima beans and they grow corn because it's
Well-
good for the soil.
Oh,
Yeah,
does
so
it
we-
alternate the
well,
crops.
Yeah, and we switched them out so that so we would switch out the crops and all that. Smart
with the corn.
dude.
Did you have to detassel the corn?
Yes, I had to do everything.
So detasseling corn, I just have to take 2 minutes to describe
what is
how
that?
terrible this job is.
Go
so,
for it.
So when you're, the plants obviously have to pollinate, right, in order
Yes.
to grow the way that they need to grow, and the way that they do that is by every like 5th row or something like that, you have to take the tassel out. You rip the tassel up out of the plant and then you throw it off to the side.
It's a weird.
So you're
thing.
basically like neutering 1 row of plants per like 5 rows of plants, and then that gives the proper balance for everything to work. And I just remember when I was a kid, one of the jobs, a summer job. I remember I was like, I don't know, 11 years old or something like that. They just brought bus loads of us kids out to these fields, and it was like
Come have some fun.
115 degrees. I'm not exaggerating.
Bags of
It was-
quarters come out again.
it wasn't much better than that. But I
They were silver
50
quarters.
cents.
I don't-
This
I
could
don't
be
wanna-
yours.
I don't want to hog too much of the mic here, but I do have to tell a little bit of this story because they take us out, and it was like 100 degrees in Illinois, which in the summer, in the humidity, it's like probably like feels like 120 degrees inside there,
humid.
and it's ridiculously hot. The sun's beating down. There's like no reprieve, and you're wearing these like gloves and all that crap. And so I don't know. For the first I like to think I put a spirited effort into everything that I do. For the first like 10 or 15 minutes, I was having fun. I was like, you rip the thing out of the plant, and you're just going on. You're laughing. You got your friends around you and all that stuff, and you're talking shit and all that stuff, and but like after a while, that doing the same motion,
Not much fun.
it's not
anymore.
something that you're used to doing, like pulling up with force to like rip a tassel out of a plant, and you're not that tall either. Like these plants are these corn plants are fucking huge. They're like 5 or 6 feet tall. Like so you're doing this, and it got to a point where like, man, I don't know if I could do this, and so I don't know. I just kind of like something snapped in me, and I just kind of started karate chopping the tassel out of the plant, and I just started chopping, like going like that, and I think it took about like a half an hour, but somebody got on one of the bullhorns, and they're like, whoever's destroying the plants, stop doing it. So anyway,
Docking you one quarter.
So
we did that for like 2 days. We did it for 2 days, and I remember like I think it was like 6 months later they finally paid us, and I think I got like $50 or something like that. But the other thing,
6 months later.
the other part of the story that I always like to tell is my grandma, she was like the sweetest. She packed us like a little cooler lunch with everything like that, and
Nice.
she was so sweet. I had this little like igloo cooler, you know, the classic like red igloo cooler.
Yep.
Like I remembered, so I finished my lunch the second day the day that I decided I wasn't going to do it again. Packed up, threw the stuff in there. I took my gloves off. I remember taking my gloves off, throwing them in the cooler, and I'm like, well, this is done. And then I remember going back home to my grandparents, and I can't remember what I did with the cooler. And it turns out like I think like I don't know, it was like 2 months later, it dawned upon me that, oh, I think I put the cooler underneath the stairs in the basement. And then I went downstairs to look, and you can kind of imagine what, I mean, I can't even begin to describe to you, like opening up this cooler. It was like the craziest biology experiment you could even imagine. I can't even tell you what was going on in there. It was like completely like, it was like a mold garden. Like the whole thing was just like
an environment.
It was an environment. Yes, it was like it was one of those self-enclosed like
Biospheres.
a biosphere. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
It was a biosphere, and I don't remember what happened. I think I may have. I don't think my grandparents would have forgiven me if I threw the cooler away, but I don't remember having to wash it out. So
did you
I don't
just
remember
close
what
it back up
happened,
and
actually.
walk away?
I think
We're
that's. I'm sorry to say,
That's
but
what I would've
I
done.
think that's maybe exactly what I did. I may have done that. I may have done that, and then
It could still be there to this day.
I hope
it's not.
it is.
It is.
Still growing.
I
It
assure you
never
it's not
died.
my grandparents died. We had to, you know, the whole
Oh my
farmhouse.
gosh.
I did not discover it when I went back down there. You know, after
So
all
they
that. But
they found it and
Someone
probably
did.
like had cussed you out when you weren't
I'm
there.
sure when
like,
my uncle moved in, my uncle ended up moving in, and if he'd find that, I'm sure he'd just chucked it in the trash. That's the same uncle, by the way, who gave me the quarters for the.
Nice.
So
All comes back around.
Full circle, you know,
There you
full
go.
circle.
and he's like,
I
can
see which
sell.
button it is now. So.
He probably sold it. He's like, I can get more quarters for this thing. Somebody will buy it.
Strange experiment. Come.
I can only imagine how that negotiation went though with him, you know. They have his reputation, and they're like, "This 50 cents could be yours right now." He's like, "That's my line."
Man. You know what? Do you know what TIPS stands for?
What?
You heard this? To ensure proper service.
Oh, there you
So if
go.
he's putting 50 cents down, I'm like, yeah,
You don't want
ain't getting
proper.
no proper
You don't
service.
want proper service.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
What's the best
Exactly.
tip you ever got?
The best tip I ever got, actually, was last weekend. So I had a table for. I work at a steakhouse downtown, so it's a high end steakhouse. But a table of 4, and it might sound rude to say this, but you get doing this for a while, you can kind of know the kind of table you're gonna have before they even sit down.
100%.
I overjudged them, but I judged them. I was like, this ain't gonna be great. But I always try to take the best care of everybody I can, no matter what. They didn't order any appetizers. I was like, figured that.
That's not good
Got-
start.
Yeah.
Got some
No wine.
entrees.
Did they get all the waters?
No wine. Yeah, I think the gentleman got some drinks. They got a ton of dessert, so they were dessert people. That's not
We
normal.
like dessert people.
But I think their final bill was $600. They paid in cash,
In
and they
dessert?
left me a $321 tip.
Must have
One
liked
table.
you.
And that was all dessert.
That was the desserts are only $12. They got like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, between them all. That's a lot. Most people don't get that
So
much.
was
Yeah,
there some
wow.
type of interaction that you had with them that felt kind of special?
I mean,
or-
I always try to like be real personable, you know, and just
Yeah,
ask them
yeah.
what they're doing in town. They were celebrating. The 2 gentlemen were both celebrating their birthdays with their wives at the table.
that's
so
great.
you know, we were just talking it up and trying to have a good
Awesome,
time.
man.
You know, So you always try to do that. Sometimes it works out great. Sometimes people will say, "You are such a great server, the best server." Their tips with their words, "Best server I ever had, $7."
Right.
You say you say that to all the servers.
Yeah,
don't you?
exactly. And then sometimes it'll be the opposite. You think that they hate you the entire meal, and then you'll get
And then
like,
they hook you up.
Whoa! They just wanted to be left alone. That's it.
Yeah.
Now
Is it better as a wait person to have like the mandatory tip that's
like automatic?
Included.
like in a large
Depends.
party, or
it
is
depends. So that does help a lot. So we actually have that on parties of the place I work is called Hal's the Steakhouse. Hal's HAL. Right on Korean Veterans Boulevard now.
Someone just got a raise.
Yeah.
Nice plug, buddy.
That is our sponsor.
$2.13 an hour. I'll take a raise. $2.13 an hour.
We are looking for a sponsor. I'm just
There you go.
And I
Throwing
really
it
do
out
like
there.
steak. I love steak.
It's some really good
steak
steak.
is amazing.
I mean, I'm a little
Sponsor y'all
biased,
with
but I do
steak, free
think
steak. That's
we've
a good
been told
trade-off.
many
Love
times
that.
we're the
Yeah.
best in the
Yeah, I
city.
love
so
that.
yeah, it's great. But what did you ask me? I forget now.
Gratuity. He's asking about
Oh
gratuity.
yeah. So
The
at
forced
parties
gratuities.
of 5 or more, we do automatic gratuity. Now the server does have. I probably shouldn't say this online.
Oh, you don't have to.
Controversy.
You can't tease us like
Okay,
that.
so here's how I will say it. We're supposed to do it on every table because it's a bad look if somebody comes in, they've been here before and they weren't graded, and then the next time they come in, they are graded.
Consistency.
Consistency
Yeah,
is
yeah.
important, But sometimes if I'm having a great time with the people and I feel like it's gonna go well, I'll say, normally we do add gratuity, but I had a great time with you guys. I didn't put any on there, And sometimes it works out in your favor. Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm
You
in the
you
same
take that
So
risk.
you can kind of it's like rolling the dice.
It is.
Yeah.
You're
Because
like-
the auto gratuity is on the subtotal.
Yeah.
It's not. It ends up being, especially after tip out, it ends up being about so it's automatically 20%, but it ends up being about 14% after we tip all of our
So
stuff out.
you're
at the
not
end of the night.
allowed to do that? You're not allowed to...
No, we're allowed. We get the choice. It's our money. We get the choice whether or
Okay.
not we can add the gratuity or not. But
Gotcha.
we
okay.
are heavily suggested
Yeah,
to.
because your dad's
always do.
watching and commenting.
What do
Your
you
dad,
say?
I just want to take a quick note. Well, okay. Lou,
I'm allowed, Dad.
yeah, Lou is his dad. And so far, by the way, the Alvarez brothers think a lot of you.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
my friend Tommy. I
Yeah.
actually played a song. I surprised them last year. He and his wife got married. And I told him I wasn't going to be able to make it, but I flew up there and played my wedding song at their wedding.
Oh, that's
Aw.
awesome.
Nice.
Well, according to him, you're the best singer.
Oh, Tommy's great.
Yep.
Hey, Tommy.
All-time fave, he says. And my wife, when I complimented her earlier, says, brownie points awarded. Great.
All right. There
But
we
your
go.
dad, Lou, he says, this is so cool. And you're grounded. And so, just kidding. He also said something about Born in the USA tour, 1980.
that's what
it
the
was
story.
second row seats.
Oh,
okay?
second row.
Second.
Okay.
Get your
Not
facts
first.
straight.
Liar.
Get your facts. Get 'em
Sorry,
straight.
Lou.
Sorry, Dad.
We
Sorry, Lou.
apologize.
I'm sitting in the wrong spot right now to get in trouble.
Because he can see right where you are. You can't hide. But, I mean, you can hide behind one of these guys. But yes. So thank you, Lou, for commenting. This
Yeah,
is
thanks, Dad.
awesome. So there you go.
I just wish you weren't a liar.
Shots fired.
Getting spicy.
I'm totally kidding. I'm jealous. I would love
That's
to be
funny.
second
My
row.
goodness.
I love it.
First
We got
person.
an active chat tonight. That's
We-
great.
we do.
That's great.
We
We're on
do.
the up and up.
Yeah.
We
I
got,
texted Tommy right before we started.
Oh,
So
that's
cool.
awesome.
He's watching.
Well,
yeah.
thank you, Tommy, for watching.
we
Man. Really
appreciate the
appreciate it.
comments.
Tommy and
Appreciate
Elizabeth, his
everybody
wife,
tuning
probably
in.
watching
Yeah,
too.
spread the word, please, and all that. That'd be great.
If it's okay, I wanted to just ask one thing about
You're
Scott.
not gonna. No, you're
Yep.
not gonna. No.
I do want you to talk about it because
There
this
is
is the coolest
time.
thing
We
I
got a
know.
little bit of time.
Okay.
We got 5 minutes to talk about this.
When I met
It's a
Scott,
long story.
I knew he was a great songwriter and he's a great
thanks.
friend, great person, but he also had a secret that not everybody knows, and I want
Well,
that to come out
Jesse
tonight.
knows. We talked about
all
it.
right.
Jesse knows.
Jesse knows. Oh, barely, but he might not know the whole
Do
We
story.
I
need
know?
a drum roll button.
Scott single-handedly
I don't know if we have one.
stood up to a gang leader, and the gang leader ended up backing down.
What?
Well,
Like recently?
Well, it-
Like
when
yesterday?
was this?
no.
Before he walked in today?
It's too long of a story.
At
but
the local?
I no. When I first when
Today. Today. This happened today, earlier, this morning.
I told you it was a long day.
Should have seen what he did at lunch.
Yeah. That was the other gang.
He jumped out of a plane. And
Yes, that's right.
Just landed on the roof earlier.
I painted a house. I got it all done today. So anyway, well, I bought a house in East Nashville, and when I bought it, I'd only been here a year. I was super naive. I knew nothing about the neighborhoods, right? So how much time we got? I got to go be really quick. So 5 minutes? Okay, I'm going to try to do this in 3. And so my real estate agent, when I found this house that was foreclosed in East Nashville for $47,000.
wow.
And so my real estate agent, it was her last sale before she retired, right? And so, okay, you can see it's going south already.
Yeah,
right?
she's like, it doesn't matter what happens to him.
I wonder how many people she told that to, right?
Yeah, right.
This is the last one I swear I'm ever going to do. I got you the best deal.
She did, you know.
It's a great street, beautiful area.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you'd say that. It's funny you'd say that because I said, "How's the crime on the street?" She said, "No worse than anywhere else."
In East Nashville. Oh my
Broad
gosh.
statement.
Turns out I moved onto the 5th most dangerous street in Nashville at the time.
All right.
I was in the middle of a gang war. One gang
Nice.
had taken over my street, the street behind us, because I was on
shoot.
Douglas. Straightway was behind us. That was the other gang. And I kept hearing, pew, like 24 hours a day, they were taking shots at each other,
Gee.
trying to take
Oh,
over the dirt. And so after a while, I started calling the police. And turns out I was the only one on my street because everyone else was too afraid to because they'd been intimidated by the gangs and stuff. And
But not Scott.
no, well, I'm from Baltimore County.
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Thank you.
Correct.
Well done.
Not anymore. Apparently.
Yeah, not anymore. But anyway, so I was a farm boy, but I lived in Baltimore City for a while.
There
so
it is.
There it is.
Yeah, Baltimore City.
A+.
Yes, and so I had seen like the worst of the worst, right? It's a violent town, so these guys were like cream puffs, you know, and so they were actually courteous. They were like, "Sir," and stuff like that, but then they'd be like, "You want some crack, sir?" And I'm like,
Thank you for asking.
Sir Scott, would you like some crack?
"Yeah, sure."
It's so polite.
Yeah, I was like, "These are the most polite drug dealers ever." So,
Well, they
then
were
I'm-
respectful to you
Well,
because you showed them respect.
I did. So, but I didn't realize I was literally the only person calling. So finally, an officer said, "Would you like to talk to somebody in Vice?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why." And the Vice guy came on and said, "Hey, man, we need somebody to like help us out, you know, and to help us get these guys. We got to build a case against them." So they talked me into taking pictures secretly. So my roommate at the time, C.J. Watson, and myself, we took shifts, and these guys dealt right outside of my window. And they would pull their guns
cool.
out. They're firing their guns and everything. I got them doing everything.
What?
And I said,
I wanted to hear the story.
and I said, well, how do I film them? And he gave me instructions. He's like, you take your shade and you open it a 1/4 inch, and you put the camera there. And I'm like, is that going to film it? He goes, it works fine. And so he goes, video and pictures. As soon as you get enough, just call us. So CJ and I compiled a whole bunch. I called him and he goes, okay, meet us up in Rivergate. And because they were
Sheesh.
there were 2 Vice guys, one in each gang. And if they found out that these guys were in the gang, they would have been killed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right? So I had to meet them like all the way up in Rivergate. And so I gave them the pictures and everything. And about 2 weeks later, I drove home from work, and there was an assault vehicle on the street. And they had all the guys like on the ground, zip tied, laying in a row in front of my house. And I had to drive around them. And the officer went like that. He did a real quick move because he didn't want them to know who did
That
it.
it was you.
They figured it out because a little while later,
It's right in front of your house.
Yeah,
Like, how
yeah.
could they not know?
right?
Like,
And so, but 2 of them came up to me and said, "Mr. Scott, once again, the most
Polite.
courteous drug dealers in the world. Not used to that. Why are you calling the police on us?" I said, "Here's the deal, guys. I said, you guys have too much potential to waste your lives like this."
Oh, you sweet talked them. That's great.
I straight
That's a good angle. I like that.
I said, I believe in you guys. I want you guys to have a better life. And it takes, if it's going to take you going to jail a little bit to wake up and change your lives, then that's what I'm going to do. And they went,
That is beautiful.
He's trying to help them.
So sweet.
That's
they
the
act-
best
so
part
sweet.
of the.
they actually stood there and went, Okay.
Now,
They
what
have
if that
respect for
was
you.
the sixth most dangerous street that was just stoked that they just moved up to number 5 because you just took out number
were
5
living their
altogether.
dreams.
Yeah.
They're like 6 is moving up. They're like, Scott, thank you in our gang war, man. You deserve.
Well, they did
We're moving up.
Yeah, they did. They did love me over in Straightway. They're like, we're taking over now. But
He's
anyway,
untouchable. He took care of number 5.
well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. They went and they talked to the leader who approached me and was like, "You're untouchable. Nobody's touching you."
Nice.
And he literally told me that. And so
Because you were treating them with
because
respect.
I was,
Not everybody does.
because I talked to him straight, and I was trying to help him. That's it.
Yeah.
Somebody cared about him because
Yeah.
these guys had no dads, and they were called all kind of things and treated like crap, and they had no other life. They had never had anybody believe in them ever.
They had somebody who they heard a fatherly kind of message from.
Yep, I talked straight at him, and suddenly I was untouchable. So
That's
There
why
you
I'm
go.
really glad I'm
Yeah.
friends with Scott Barry.
So-
Scott,
Amazing.
I think that there are so many people in town who are glad to be your friend, and it doesn't
Yes.
surprise me at all to hear this story.
thanks.
This
Well,
is a very heart touching
Oh,
story.
My
thanks.
favorite
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's a really that
took
was
a lot
really
of
worth
guts.
it. That was really worth it.
Yeah.
East Nashville's not any better, in case you're wondering. I moved out there.
So Jericho's like, all your work was for nothing.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Thanks, Jericho. I feel.
Well, we were off of Cleveland. We
Oh,
moved
yeah.
out of there a year
Yeah.
and a half ago, and yeah, we were in literally same thing. In between, there's a drug dealer over here, drug dealer over here.
Oh, yeah.
One night we woke
What
up
street
and like
was that on?
off of Cleveland, and there was literally a car
Might
across
have
the
been
street
me.
from us that got riddled with bullets in the middle of the night.
Dadgum.
The
Yeah.
DEA shut our whole street down one
Yeah.
time, and
That's nuts.
it's not gotten any better.
Yeah, I did have one of them. He came up to me a couple of years later, and he's like, "Mr. Scott," he goes, "Man, I got a job."
Oh my God!
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Inspired him.
He showed up on my
That's
front.
great.
Well, he was stabbed one night by some other drug dealers, and I took care of him. I got him taken care of. I called the ambulance. and-
Triaging
Wow, man.
stab
and-
victims.
Yeah, and took care of him. So he never forgot that because I went out there at 3 a.m. and it was like, "Come to the porch."
Saint Barrier.
Come to the
Yeah,
porch.
Saint
Yes.
Barrier here.
Yep.
Saint Barrier.
Yeah.
Saint Barrier. I'm gonna
That's
get you a
gonna
T-shirt.
stick.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
gonna make sure that sticks.
That's
Well,
awesome, Scott.
thanks.
Really, really awesome.
But yeah. So he found me. He's like, "Mr. Scott, man, I got a job at the airport, and I'm gonna have a baby." And he's like, "Things are going really good." And I'm like, "I'm really proud of you, man." And he lit up.
He needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
damn it,
So
Scott.
I at least got one, big one. Sorry.
How
So
heartfelt.
good.
That's beautiful.
That's the best note to end on.
Yeah, I think that's kind of tough to top that.
Yeah.
I ain't
let's,
topping that.
just go
Saint Barrier.
talk about some other things to applaud for. Why don't we hear some music?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Who
hear-
wants
1, 2, 3, not it. Yes.
Well, we actually do.
Usually people do red paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah, we do
Red,
but we don't-
red paper, rock,
paper,
sticker?
rock, scissors, specific
Red
to this
paper.
podcast.
Red
How does it go, John?
Red paper.
I started saying. I think I started to say rock, and then I changed course. And
Red paper, rock, and scissors.
red paper, rock, scissors. Red paper trumps everything. No, just kidding. I don't know.
What's the symbol for it? What's the red
I
paper?
don't know what red paper is.
What is it?
I like that.
Well, what's happening over there, Jericho?
Just making shit up.
She's flashing gang signs. This is very dangerous.
Scott,
They didn't
Scott
teach you these
recognizes
in
that.
Nashville?
Yeah, you need St. Barrier to come and have a talk
Back
with you.
at you. Back at you. Got the sign right back at you, man.
Shall we do it, guys?
It's like a camera. It's a camera taking a picture.
Should we all three?
How do we three do it? I think it
That's
has
a
to
good
go one.
point.
Well, I mean, one of you could volunteer.
I'll
to
just go first. That's
There
fine.
we go.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right.
Jesse.
That's so much easier.
All right,
So much
Jesse.
easier. All right, we're
One
going
of
to take
you-
a second. So
No.
everything's
Just for
going to
fun.
We're not
remain
going to
live.
do
Just
that.
for fun.
Everything's going to remain live. The mics are still going to be live. We're still broadcasting, but I am going to turn
Wait, one more
myself off so that we can get this microphone plugged in.
Yeah,
Okay, bro.
yeah, so,
I literally changed it the last second, too.
Me too.
so yeah,
You wanna
so
be friends?
John has to do.
No, you beat me twice.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Can I set this one down?
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what John has to do, folks out there, is he's got to set up a little bit. He's got to change a couple things. So while we're doing that, the mics are still on, so we're still rolling. But
want to keep the conversation
yeah, and so. But thanks for putting me on the spot there, Biz.
Hey,
Putting you on
I
the
can't
spot.
help when I hear a good story, and I want other people to know it.
Yeah.
a whole podcast of like story time with Scott.
Stuart.
Yeah,
Saint
that'll be
Barrier.
fun.
It's funny the Saint, Saint
I love
Barry,
the
or still
nature.
SB. It's still SB.
There you
Scott
go, yeah.
Barry.
Jesse, don't strum too hard.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, treat it gently. Well,
What? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. That's gonna. I mean, we haven't. He doesn't have the mic on yet because we're gonna go through this one right here. This is our performance mic here in the center, and so as soon as I don't. Oh, good question.
It is helpful to have your equipment turned on before you try and use it.
We forgot to turn it on.
Can confirm from experience.
Well, we are professionals here.
I don't know.
We are big time.
Speaking of which, I don't want to bump
I
that
know.
cord you told me not to bump earlier. The power cord.
The power
So
cord.
I am going to mute everybody else for now.
All right, so Jesse Felder's going to play.
Oh, beautiful.
Let me go ahead and hear your voice now.
Swear it wasn't too long ago, I was happy I had it all.
Sounds good to me.
You know?
That sounds pretty good to me.
I hate
Does
you.
that sound good to y'all?
Yeah, what are you gonna play? What are you gonna play?
This is a song called Trying. I was in at the local where you played. I love that bar. It's a songwriters bar here in Nashville. And Wyatt Durrett got up and performed with D. Vincent Williams, two incredible songwriters. And he was talking about how he's getting ready to leave Nashville. And he was like, and I feel like there's this next generation of songwriters. And he was like, and y'all are all writing about love and trying to find it, trying to keep it, or trying to get it back. And I thought that was a song.
That's really
Yeah.
Swear it wasn't too long ago, I was happy I had it all. Took it for granted, no plan for the damage. 9 out of 10 I can manage. Well, these days, seems like I'm always trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. You only get one chance, one life, can't turn back the hands of time. Time is golden, holding on to the moment. It's gone before you know it. Yeah, these days, I'm taking the long way. Trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. Trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. And all those years spent trying to find it, there she was, and we locked eyes. Ain't love such a fickle game, burning out of control to trying to keep a flame. Wonder where you at, and how do we get off track? And I've been trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. Trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. Ooh. Trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. All those years spent trying to find it, there she was, and we locked eyes. Ain't love such a fickle game, burning out of control to trying to keep a flame. Wonder where you at, and how do we get off track? And I've been trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back. Trying to find it, trying to keep it, trying to get it back.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Really.
Very cool. Very cool.
Makes me mad how good he is.
Dude, thanks, guys.
You got a great voice.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I had
Cool, isn't it?
a couple moments in there where I had to do that. Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
You got me. It was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you, brother.
welcome.
So good.
Is it? Okay.
I got you, bro. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Great, yeah, let's go on down the line here.
Rock, paper,
Oh, he did. He did win.
Okay.
He did
You
win.
decide. Do you want to go next, or do you want him to go next? All right.
He won. He should. He won twice. Actually. Oh, that's
This
nice.
microphone pointed a
So
little
Scott's
closer
going
to him.
after you? Did you say? No.
Who, what? Where? What?
Because he said we'll save the best for last. I was like, yeah, that's not me.
I didn't know what song I was going to play, but then Jericho mentioned one. I was gonna make sure it's a tune real quick. Did
That
you want to
is a
mention any
cool
sponsors or any announcements or possible sponsors you guys want to have or any jokes? Anybody know?
I don't know.
All right, we're good.
All right, we're good. Here we go. There we go. That didn't take too long.
Lost your chance.
So this is Frankenstein.
It's green on the inside.
It's got some reverb built into it. And this song I wrote with Craig Wilson and Justin Love. It's about going fishing and catching more than you bargained for.
Okay.
I was fishing in my John boat. She was casting with a pink pole from the bank on the riverside. In a camo Bass Pro hoodie, man, she wore it so damn good. She caught my eye like my oh my. I was trying so hard to get a closer look. Next thing you know, our lines got hooked. She must have thought she had a keeper. Friends wouldn't believe her. A big whomper she could hang on her wall. See, when my bobber disappeared, I thought, man, oh, looky here. Is this a county record I just caught? Then she tugged a little harder. I fell into the water and she reeled me like the catch of the day. She threw the line and I took the bait. Do 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 do. Splashing, she couldn't keep from laughing as she slowly reeled me in. I wasn't planning on going swimming or even catching feelings. She must have thought she had a keeper. Friends wouldn't believe her. Big whomper she could hang on her wall. See, when my bobber disappeared, I thought, man, oh, looky here. Is this a county record I just caught? Then she tugged a little harder. I fell into the water. She reeled me like the catch of the day. She threw the line and I took the bait. Now our Sunday afternoons are booked. It's funny how our love story started with a hook. She must have thought she had a keeper. Friends wouldn't believe. Clap along at home. Bobber, she could hang on her wall. See, when my bobber disappeared, I thought, man, oh, looky here. Is this a county record I just caught? Then she tugged a little harder. I fell into the water and she reeled me like the catch of the day. She threw the line and I took the bait. Do 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 do.
Of course.
It makes it that much more fun. Appreciate that.
So cool. Your guitar is really awesome, man.
So, can I take 10 seconds?
Yes.
20
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
my buddy Ken Hall in Missouri makes these guitars for me. It's an old silver tone or harmony guitar from the 60s.
Yeah.
He had shoulder surgery, so it hurt to have his arm up
yeah.
that high, so he cut the top of it
Okay.
off.
Yeah, yeah.
Rests nicely on
Nice.
it. Then he adds in a computer speaker
Like a reverb
in his garage, and then a pickup, which goes through there to there, and you could have reverb, you can have chorus, you can have... and then I was like, it's a neck from one guitar and a body from another, so it's like Frankenstein. My
Oh,
sister
nice.
painted that on there. I was
Love
like,
it.
well, if it's going to have a green Frankenstein, I want it to have green lights.
Nice.
So he did all that. That's Frankenstein.
So great, man.
That's great.
A lot of character in that guitar.
Oh my god.
I do love it, and it's it's not expensive guitar, so I don't have to worry about bumping it up against.
Yeah. What a cool guitar.
Just throw it over there.
Yeah. Get over there, Frankenstein.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Would you like to set this one up
Great,
for
dude.
us?
What's that?
Break a leg.
Thank you. Do you know where that comes from, break a leg?
Yes.
Yeah.
I read about it, but now I can't
Breaking
remember.
legs for you get your leg out of the curtain, right? Or that, it's
So
like if
yeah,
you-
sort of like that.
if
So
you're
the
like the
curtains in the
dancer,
theater,
right?
they're called legs.
Yeah.
So, and back in the
That's
day,
not what I thought.
if
I thought
you,
breaking a leg was.
there would be a chance that you wouldn't go on.
Oh yeah.
So they would say, "May you break a leg," meaning go past the leg
yeah, I
curtain.
mean, your leg goes
That's
past
there.
the
It's actually
curtain,
not about actually
Oh,
breaking your
yeah,
leg.
the
That's a
curtain.
myth.
right? Oh, weird. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
interesting.
Interesting.
My
Learn something new
answer
every
is
day.
it's better than
Educated.
a string.
Yeah. Then why'd you say that now? Right before I'm gonna play. Same barrier over here. Let me see.
So this song, are you gonna do the one?
Yeah, I am gonna.
You want to
so-
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. This I wrote this with Scott and Josie Bisto and Megan Allen. This song kind of became an anthem. It's actually funny because I wasn't supposed to be in this writing session. It became like an anthem for me. So I was driving. I don't know if you remember this. Right in the middle of COVID, driving down to Nashville and running late for this session that they added me in like the day of. And I got there, I think, half an hour into the session.
You
and
did.
Then we started writing.
We were talking about it when you walked in.
Yeah, you had an idea because you knew the two artists' sensibilities.
Because I wanted a song because Josie, I was talking to Josie, I said, I want to do a song where a male can do it, a female can do it, or they both do it together. And since the two artists that we were potentially going to write with, you and Megan, were more Americana and pop, I wanted to go that direction with the song. And Josie's like, well, let's look through some titles. So she found, so she had this My Kind of People, and I'm like, that's interesting. And so I said, why don't we work on that and see if we can get something done with Megan and AJ on it, so they can either do it together or separately, and we can have different versions. I don't know why I came up with that. I just wanted to do it once in life.
It worked.
Is to have a song that would cover all that, just to say I did it, like a bucket list. That's literally it. And Josie was, bought into it.
Yeah.
She actually bought my cell.
Yeah.
So,
we had three versions out there right now.
Yeah,
My
three
version,
versions.
Megan's version, and we have a duet version.
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
my dream came true.
Yeah, man.
One song in a lifetime.
For sure.
Cool.
Yes.
And so I have he wasn't a friend before I sent it to him, but there was a influencer on Facebook. At the time was called Scott's Cake Love. I think his page is Scott's Cake Art right now. He's an amazing cake decorator.
Yeah.
And he was accepting songs because he wants to help independent artists and such. And I sent him my song and he loved it. He put it on one of his videos. It got over a couple years 300,000 views on it. So across all platforms, including Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, the song right now, my version has 2.4 million streams. I think it is. So yeah, there you go. And then one more quick thing I will say, and then I'll play the song. Somebody from Pittsburgh, a music teacher from a school in Pittsburgh, saw the song online, started playing it for her students at the school. And then she found out I was from Pittsburgh. She invited me to come and perform the song for her a couple years ago for the students. They had no idea who I was, but they knew the song. Right? So we went to this like end of the year assembly that they did. She said she had this friend she invited to come on out and sing for them. And again, they didn't know who I was. They're like, who's this weirdo with the guitar walking out? And then I said, I heard you might know the song, so if you'll sing along with me. It's like 400 of these kids. They're like little kids. From the third word, they knew every single word.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that felt
I can show you guys the video after. It's so special. My parents were like, in the background. It was really, really cool. But anyway, this is My Kind of People. Let me know if I'm playing too loud or anything. Every time I turn on my TV, losing my faith in humanity. It's full of angry, bad news faces, but there's a new story breaking. Don't even have to leave my neighborhood. I'm uncovering everyday acts of good that you won't see in any headline. The more I look, the more I find kind people. My kind of people. If your vibe is your tribe, then I wanna be surrounded by a bunch of beautiful kind people. My kind of people. Just look for a smile and you'll find my kind of people. welcoming wave or a simple smile, a friend dropping by to talk for a while. When you're down, they'll lift you up, slow to judge, quick to love, a helping hand that holds the door, random people paying it forward to the next one waiting in line. The more you look, the more you'll find kind people, my kind of people. If your vibe is your tribe, then I wanna be surrounded by a bunch of beautiful kind people, my kind of people. Just look for a smile and you'll find my kind of people. Sing with me. Oh, oh, there it is. Whoa. My kind of people. Imagine how different the world would be if we all could be kind people, my kind of people. Hey, everybody, kind people, my kind of people. If your vibe is your tribe, then I wanna be surrounded by a bunch of beautiful kind people, my kind of people. Just look for a smile and you'll find my kind of people. Come on. Oh, oh, if your vibe is your tribe, then I wanna be surrounded by all kinds of kind people.
That's great, guys. That's awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Music City Writers Room. We're here every Friday. We'll see you next Friday. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely.
Our co-host.
I was going to say Jesse Felder, AJ Rags.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah,
Yes, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Joe Bizzelli, and of course, John Jameson, who walked over there.
And Jericho.
Jericho,
Jericho's
Scott
over there.
Barrier. Yes.
Welcome. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time.